Hello, hello, and welcome to the Hidden Heroes Talk Show with Ariel and Aaron, sponsored by Seven Seas. Today, our hidden hero is Jess MacCorcrain. Hi, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. Thanks for joining us today.
Thanks for having
Like
me.
to tell us would you like to tell us a little bit about yourself?
Sure. So my name's Jess MacCorcrain. I live in LA, but I'm originally from Sydney, Australia. I have been here for a couple of years. I married an American citizen, so that's why I'm here, and I'm now an official resident. So thanks for having me.
Woohoo! Congratulations on that.
Thank you.
Awesome. Okay, I'm very excited to talk about what you do because I feel like it's kind of close to what we do.
Yes.
Yeah, right? So will you briefly tell us about what you do? Not too far, just kind of name it, because then we want to go into what was the motivating factor for why you got started with this.
Okay, yep. So I run a 50c3 nonprofit organization called No Silence Alliance, and we are 100% dedicated to mental health awareness.
Awesome. Now, in our experiences, we have found that people who are passionate about something usually have a story or a motivating factor or something that happened as to why they do what they do.
Mm-hmm.
Is that true in your case?
Yes, 100% true, yeah. I struggled, I mean, from a young age, I kind of got bullied at school, and I, got into sort of my mid-20s and started experiencing panic attacks and a lot of anxiety, depression, things like that. And I never really knew what was wrong with me, and it was kind of really, it became really physical. So I was getting really dizzy all the time. I had chronic fatigue for about 2 years where I just literally couldn't get out of bed. I was stuck in bed. The only energy I had was to sort of have a shower and then go back and lay down again. And yeah, I came out, eventually I kind of was, under different doctors and was starting to sort of get better, but no one had really said, hey, I think you're struggling with a mental illness or anxiety, or, they just sort of said, well, we can't tell what's wrong with you because you're presenting really normal, so let's just change your diet and let's do this. So, I mean, that helped enough to sort of get me out of bed, and I was getting IV treatments, so I would sit in the doctor's office for twice a week for like 3 hours and have an IV in my arm that was full of vitamin C and different, just different minerals and, that kind of thing. Yeah, and then eventually I came out to California because my parents were living here at the time, and I just ended up seeing some phenomenal doctors here, and I ended up getting a brain scan that was showing all kinds of crazy activity, and yeah, I went through like a whole healing process of different medications and different exercise and different diets and all kinds of things like that, and yeah, I got to the point where I was sort of well enough to go out and about, and I met, who's now my husband, and found out that he was struggling with social anxiety disorder for like 7 years or something. So we were just both like, oh my gosh, I get it, I totally get it. And yeah, we decided that we wanted to sort of help other people because we had, amazing people help us, and I just think it's just such an important thing, obviously, as you know.
It's huge.
Absolutely. And I think that's great that you can have a partner at home and a partner in the workplace. So that's amazing in itself.
Yeah.
But going back to, even being back home in Australia or coming to LA and meeting the doctors or having the IV or being bullied, like, what was the aha moment where you decided, I do want to get back, I do want to help other people, like, it's other people who can relate to me? When was that aha moment?
My husband's a pastor, so he was working in a church, and he was getting a lot of phone calls of people struggling with different things, and we sort of found that there wasn't really much help, like there wasn't really direction.
Oh, we lost her. We'll talk about mental illness. Oh, she's back. Jess? Jess? Hold up. You have no audio. That's okay. We can give her a second. We can't hear you. No. Mental illness is a big deal. It's one of those things where we just kind of it hasn't really been addressed yet, and so the more we can talk about it and raise awareness on this kind of topic, and get more people understanding about it, I think it'll help spread the word. And we just officially lost her, but it's along the same lines of what we're doing. We do it just through support groups and charity events. And this one thing that she brought up was the food thing. You know, a healthy, happy lifestyle, you can't just attack one aspect of it. You got to have a healthy spirituality, healthy mindset, healthy body, which includes food and exercise as well. So you can't just, I'm just going to be spiritual and then not focus on the body. You still got to work out and treat yourself well and eat the right foods, because our foods very much affect the way we think and the way we feel, the energy that we're going to have. And so I very much agree with Jess here and just talking about changing your diet and eating healthy. That will help with your mental state. And then
I know, just getting to 2015 alone, I was like the 2015 version of me. I had to change my diet, you know, the food I intake, the people I intake, the activities I participate in. You know, you have to change your diet on a whole life scale, not just one thing here or one thing there. So I think it's great.
It's true. And there's one thing, an example we talk about too, is wash your hands. We all know we need to wash our hands, but then there's also a spiritual mind cleansing, wash your mind. And so they go hand in hand. So you can't have one without the other and ignore it. But it looks like we have lost her. We could try to give her a couple more minutes to log back in. Again, her name is Jess, and the nonprofit she started and runs with her husband is called No Silence Alliance, and it's raising awareness on mental health issues. And it looks like she has a documentary going on. To connect with her, she's on Facebook for No Silence Alliance. She's also on Instagram at No Silence Alliance and Twitter
At, what is that? No Silence ALLI.
Are you back, Jess? Looks like we have you back.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. Cool. We were just filling in the blanks talking about mental illnesses. To give you back the floor, let's see, where did we leave off on?
Okay.
You were kind of telling us how people had no place to turn to when they were calling your husband for help. Yeah. You guys felt like there was no direction.
Yeah, and we were kind of finding there wasn't really, anywhere for them to go. And then we were like, hang on a minute, we need to know. We need to know more about where we can send them, and we need to know, you know, legit places that are going to be, you know, really like good for them. And so, we just started doing a lot of research, and then we were like, it was just like, what? We need to be doing this ourselves, you know? Like,
so what's the mission statement of No Silence Alliance? What exactly do you guys do?
So we do a few things. We have like a team. We reach out to the homeless, that kind of thing. We're focusing a little bit on media right now. We're working on a documentary. So we're interviewing some amazing, like really fantastic people, psychologists and psychiatrists, and you know, just people within California. Dr. Daniel Amen is one of the guys that we've interviewed, and he's fantastic. He was, I don't know if you've heard of the Amen clinics, but that's where I got my brain scan. So I thought, well, obviously we need to speak to him. So we're kind of focusing a lot on that. We're putting together short videos and different interviews and stuff like that to be able to, you know, so that people can watch them and you know, be encouraged. And then we also want to be able to help people where I don't want to say like the less fortunate in terms of finances, I guess, you know. So we're putting together a grant program right now that we're working on to be able to you know, sponsor people that need treatment that just can't afford to get it, because it's just like treatment that it's like, it's, I don't know, it just blows my mind that you know, it's so sad to me that people really need that treatment, and then it just goes undone because they can't afford to get it. So that's the kind of thing what we're focusing on right now. We're going to do a walk in May, like a walk for mental illness in May. So just a whole range of things, I guess.
That's cool. Where in LA are you?
Glendale.
Glendale, nice. We're in Hollywood, California, so we're not too far from you. I know I would love to be a part of your walk or whatever events you have going on, so keep us posted.
Yes,
I'm a suicide intervention coach. We host a support group for suicide, depression, self-injury, and then we also do monthly charity events reaching out to the community. So it's a very similar path or road that we're on.
Yeah.
If people wanted to volunteer or participate, where can they, or is there an opportunity for people to help out? Can they do that?
Yeah, we're actually looking for people all the time, so we would love to have people contact us. We're at nosilencealliance.com, and then on Instagram, we're at nosilencealliance. So yeah, that's probably the best place to sort of,
And the people who aren't in California, they can still go on your website and donate or make some type of donation, correct?
Yep, there's a donate section on the website, and the videos are to come. So one of our things was kind of like, we don't want to just stop at California. I mean, obviously we're starting here, but then, technology, even though it failed us about 5 minutes ago, it's also fantastic where we can have videos and people can be encouraged sort of, like worldwide, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Before we wrap up, Jess, do you have a quote, saying, affirmation that you live your life by, or that No Silence Alliance goes by that you want to share with us?
For me, I was thinking about this morning, and the first thing that came to my mind is there's actually a verse in the Bible, and it's Job 42:2, and it's about the purpose for your life, and that everybody has a purpose for their lives, and even if they don't feel it, or if they feel, that they're worthless or whatever, it's kind of like, I love that so much, and I just love the idea of like knowing that, hang on a minute, no, there is a purpose for my life, and if I continually remind myself of that, it helps me so much just to get out of, if I'm down or whatever, and I kind of, I find that really encouraging.
Nice.
I love it. Thank you, Jess. Again, listening in, this is Hidden Heroes with Ariel and Aaron. We have been listening to Jess with her nonprofit, No Silence Alliance. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in, and have a great evening.